back on NFL Live. The Patriots have hired Mike Vrabel to be their next head coach. Vrabel, of course, played there from 2001 to 2008, winning 3 Super Bowls. He went on to coach the Titans, going 56-48, including the playoffs, before he was fired in 2023. Here's what Vrabel had to say today at his press conference.
I want to thank the teams that were, willing to meet with me through this process to give me an opportunity to potentially lead their team. But in the end, it was clear to me and to my family and my soul that this was the place that I wanted to be. And I thank Robert and I thank the Kraft family. We're going to remove entitlement from our football team. We're going to get everything that we've earned, from the head coach to the position coaches, all the way down to the players. And we're going to earn the right to be here every single day.
He certainly gets it, what that culture needs to be there, as we welcome in Mike Reese, our Patriots reporter. And Mike, what did Vrabel tell you about working with quarterback Drake May?
Well, Laura, Mike Vrabel said part of the reason this job was so appealing to him was, first, communication with ownership, Robert and Jonathan Kraft, and second, working with Drake May, who he called a young, dynamic quarterback. And after his introduction, I sat down with him one-on-one and asked him more about his impressions of May.
I think he's talented. I think that he is willing to learn. I think that there's a toughness to him, but I think that there's an amazing skill set in which to mold and to have him lead our football team and lead our offense. So there's arm talent, there's toughness, there's athleticism, so certainly we have to be great around him, and we're going to continue to push him as much as he lets us.
Big picture, Vrabel set the Patriots' goals this way. He said they want to win the AFC East, host home playoff games, and compete for championships. But Laura, he said before they can do any of that, they just want to be good enough to take advantage of bad football.
I love it. Thanks so much to Mike Reese, the latest there. I'm excited to see what Vrabel does in New England, honestly. Mina, do you think this was the right hire?
Well, first I want to say the process that got here was bad and deserves a lot of scrutiny. It was 3 years ago, almost to this day, that Brian Flores, who's the Vikings defensive coordinator, former Patriots coach, sued the league for racial discrimination because of the sham interviews teams, or he alleged, were conducting to satisfy the Rooney Rule. And frankly, the way the Patriots went about this was a pretty clear example of that, in my opinion. That said, I do think Mike Vrabel was a great choice. And it's not just because, he goes the Patriots way and the culture stuff. When he was in Tennessee, he got the most out of that roster every year. And the other thing that I think is worth mentioning to him, Dan, he is a brilliant manager of the game. His understanding of the rules, how to exploit them at times, always impressed me when he was with the Titans. I suspect we will see more of the same in New England.
And I also love the fact that it's go round number 2. So the learning of the experience from the first time. I do think when he mentions the entitlement, that took me back, him within 1 year of Bill Belichick not being there, for him to outwardly say, we're going to get rid of the entitlement in our building, because he mentioned coaches as well. I love the fact that he said we got to be great around Drake May, understanding that roster stinks. I don't really care about much other than who are you hiring as your offensive coordinator.
That's massive.
Really. That's really just as important.
Who should they try to get? Who would be a good
I would
mix
very
of Drake
much
May?
so entertain Tommy Reese.
Yeah.
Tommy Reese is a guy that was in college football for a long time. He was at Notre Dame, he was at Alabama, and then he was in Cleveland this year with Mike Vrabel. Josh McDaniels' name has been thrown around. Here's my hesitation with Josh, because listen, Josh is a very bright offensive mind. How in tune is he with the modern day scheme that we are seeing right now? The 4x1 stuff, the new age RPOs, the design quarterback run. That's not
Especially
a
with
part
Drake
of
May.
his background.
Yeah, and when you think about the kind of offense that you want to build around Drake May,
I want something that looks like shoot, what Cliff Kingsbury's doing with Jaden Daniels, what we see a little bit with C.J. Stroud, what Lamar gets to partake in, what Josh Allen has. Like, I want a smorgasbord of it all.
Mina, when it comes to personnel, I mean, Dan just said the roster stinks around May. What is priority number one if you look at maybe even the offense specifically?
Yeah, it's a tie between, I know it's a cop-out, between the offensive line and the wide receiver one.
Yeah.
The great news is they have the resources to do both of those things. They have a ton of cap space, and then they have that 4th overall pick. So for the next couple of months for the Patriots, they have to figure out what do we like in the draft and who do we like in free agency. T. Higgins is the name that obviously is going to get up a lot.
They will 1,000% draft an offensive lineman early. Now that it's Mike Vrabel, while they have the needs of both, he will 1,000% draft an offensive lineman early, and I do think T. Higgins is very much so a free agent kind of target.
Yeah, Vrabel's the first head coach to win 3 Super Bowl rings with a team and then later become their head coach. Pretty cool fact.
And heart. Hell yeah, Jim.
Hell yeah.
That's,
Hell yeah, Jim.
that's James.
You're snap.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 bestseller now.
Yeah, hey, man, I got 1 catch for 10 yards, so I need to do something about this.
Best marketing situation ever. Yeah, back
Let me
to
get a
the
page.
top. I like this Warren, though.
I just had a drop. Let me go to page 2 real quick. No, I just had a drop. What do I need to go to? Jim Murr, 45, paragraph 2. Yeah, let's get to this one. This one's good. Sometimes you're going to drop a rock, a ball, a fumble. You're going to stumble in an opportunity. I like that messaging, though. And you're right, D. Butch. Notes have been taken. Things have been highlighted.
Yeah.
He's going through that on a daily basis. He's working on him. I respect it.
I respect. I've never seen this during the game. I've seen guys read books maybe before the game. We always get clips of like LeBron after the game.
He reads
a
lot of books
on like the first page. So yeah, I like the fact that he's actually reading. That thing is worn. He's got highlights. He's got underlines. I like that AJ's locked in. He knows, he's aware that the cameras are on him on the sideline. So not losing it, not cussing somebody out about the targets.
Yeah.
You know, and people are still running with, hey, he's reading a book. He's not engaged. He's not this. I like it. I like where AJ's at right now. Team guy.
He didn't read page 2 on the sideline. He looked to be a little bit deeper in there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what page 47 or 100, whatever he was on, is saying. Page 2 sounds like an okay thing to be reading on the sideline. Maybe kickers need to do more of that. You know, maybe kickers need to be like, listen, you're not the worst. You're an okay human being, actually. And then all of a sudden, somebody 2 feet away from you, you're not. It's a good little battle. I love reading on the sideline. Promotes literacy. Everybody should be reading. Find your own inner peace. Maybe he has found his. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is the greatest NFL coach of all time and the greatest general manager of all time. He is currently the head coach for the University of North Carolina Tar Heels football team. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Whoa, sweet coat.
Oh, that looks cool. You look cool, Coach. You look cool.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hi, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you as well. What are you doing? Are you on the road recruiting again? What's life bringing Bill Belichick on this particular Monday, Coach?
We can't recruit for these 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those are dead days during the NFL or the AFCA convention. So no recruiting, but out taking care of some other stuff.
Okay, so the AFCA, the American Football Conference of America, I assume. Is that what that's called?
Coaches Association. Yeah, American Football Coaches Association.
Close.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay. I remember the Fired Football Coaches Association. Gruden was always watching film. The American Football Coaches Association is clearly what Gruden was mocking during that entire thing. Okay, it's all coming together. Maybe get that guy back in the league for more reasons than not. Let's talk about you down at UNC. How do you feel about where the team is? And are you watching these college football playoffs and trying to see how you can build a team that can compete and beat these squads? Orange Bowl was awesome. Cotton Bowl, electrifying. 4 best teams on display. Are you watching and judging, or how are you treating all this for college ball right now?
Yeah, well, I've watched the college games, kind of as a fan from the outside, but we'll take a closer look at them and break them down when we, get to the film and get into the all-season program. Most of my focus now is on recruiting at North Carolina. January is the 1 month when the head coaches in college can be on the road. And so I'll be out on the road most every day in January to do that, other than these 3 days here that are days we can't be recruiting.
Okay, so you're just casually watching the games.
Trying to get things organized. Yep.
Okay, how do you feel about putting a staff together? Because now you're competing with Vrabel for guys. Have you heard the news? I know you've been on the road here in January. I know you've been recruiting, trying to put everything together. Mike Vrabel is now the head coach of the New England Patriots. That was announced officially. How do you feel about the move, and what are your thoughts on Mike Vrabel since he has become a coach after leaving as a New England Patriot, a multiple-time Super Bowl champion?
Yeah, I think Mike's done a great job. Certainly, his entry into coaching was no surprise to any of us that knew him and coached him at New England. I talked to him when he was at Ohio State, and then when he went to the Texans, and then of course at Tennessee, and we practiced against them, and stayed in pretty close contact with Mike. So I have a ton of respect for Mike. I think he does a great job. He's prepares his teams well. They're very good in situational football. They're tough. They're competitive. They're smart, just like he was as a player. I think the teams that he's coached and the position he's coached.
Bro, I can't believe I went 13 and 1.
Some of the guys in this game again, bro. He was doing pretty good.
Nuh-uh, for real? For real? Yeah, that's fire, bro. That's fire.
But I'm hungry.
.316 no scope, sir.
Okay. Get kills with this weapon. Win.
Damn, grip on talking and shit.
Damn.
Fuck. That Jonah dude killed the fuck out of me.
This nigga done motored my ass, boy.
Who?
Some dude. I don't know who the fuck it was. I was already in the shotgun.
You almost had me. Sorry.
You wanna run some blood money? Try some of that shit. That shit's tight too. We'll run one after this one. Man, we're fifth fucking place, y'all. Fuck. Lose.
Warm up while you can. We deploy soon.
Hehe.
Sub-Zero. Sindown. Scorpion. Special Forces Desert Command. Round 1, fight. Proud to meet.